gun. They done let that thing out the holster, man. They blotted out the thing. They ready for that snake hill, Vlad.
Cool. Bass rock, baby, from the era of the troop. GS known for tech fire. Broad day, stripping for a P and drop the prices on the hardball all day. Since y'all gave me what they call straight, but we crooked as a S. That's gun to switch and I made niggas pick Zilla click. You ain't with this shit, then we don't socialize, bitch, and I ain't fucking with my homies on no social sites. And your ass should be spilling like spilt liquor and get your neck peeled like a tilt wheel, nigga, for real. Nigga, I stretch Poppy, get mine, and push the horn in the beamer, trying to show my shine. I throw that bitch in park in the middle of the road, bounce out on the blade, trying to bust me a hoe. It's plugged like he need hammy. He probably should have said, please, these niggas squeezing at me. He did his tricky dance moves, that nigga breezed past him. Blood was quick to flip a bitch, that nigga BD had him.
Catch a nigga coming out of Thermal Point, kill it. Catch a nigga coming out of Stone Gate, kill it. Catch a nigga walking down Tangerine, kill it. They say it's healing like a tangerine. Catch a nerd purging down Edison, yeah, that's my word. I'm serving anything, gon' how about it.
What's going on, everybody? Sacramento Gang Archives here, and today we're here to talk about the biggest coon in all of Sacra-fucking-mento. And I don't mean coon as in he has the most bodies. I mean coon as in how he presents himself, and it seems like that shit will never die, you know? The fuel to his fire. Now tune in. Now, Snubs, Quentin Carthen, QQ. He is from Oak Park, Sacramento, California. 4th Avenue Bloods, to be exact. And he is not from that later era, later generation fab, you know? It's two fabs. 4th Avenue Bloods and Fuck a Bitch. And 4th Avenue Bloods are from 4th Avenue, you know, the mozzy 4th Avenue, Pebble Beach. Now, I'm pretty sure after all these years that we all know who these 5 coons are, you know, and the history behind their names. I'm pretty sure we all know that these are the 5 that started Zilla. But it's only 2 people on this whole list that are actually from Oak Park. The rest are from Valley High. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that Ride Zilla came from Oak Park. I think that was some shit that Rick and M3 and Perk, you know, was yelling out there in Valley High. Now, once again, I could be wrong as fuck about that shit. Now, where the underworld came from, I have no idea. I don't know what kind of coonified, high-ass conversation they had to where they changed it from R's up to UZ, you know? Fuck. Now, a lot of people may not know, but Snubs stole the fuck out of his name from his little homie. Now, that may be a first. The big homie stole the little homie's name, you know? Uzzy Snubs was Uzzy Snubs before Snubs. Snubs was QQ, and that is short for Quentin. Now, him and Stacks used to go by QQ and May May, and them two were 2 peas in a pod, stuck together like a dick in a ball sack on a hot, sweaty Oak Park summer day. Fuck. Now, here's a little history lesson. OG Nigel Collins and his brother, they came from LA all the way to Sacramento, Oak Park, Pebble Beach to be exact, and started the Bloods. Now, this is before all this coonified bullshit. I'm pretty sure it was some situations going on, you know, shootings and stabbings, you know, baseball bats and brass knuckles. But I don't think it was too much, you know, coonery going on, you know, senseless bullshit shootings. Now, to be quite honest, I don't know exactly who Snubs calls or called Big Bro. But these old heads, these dinosaurs, they were the big homies of Oak Park, Pebble Beach before all this new shit. Now, I have no idea where they're all at now. But in this picture, we have Nigel Collins' older brother, P-Funk Black, and someone by the name of Doug, and also by the name of Randy. The other motherfucker, I have no clue who he is. And in fact, Nigel Collins, his brother's son is the one, Denisio Collins. He's the one who killed Perk back in the day in 2004. And Denisio Collins' son, Denisio Collins Jr., he is the one who got sent to jail earlier for killing Sherm Mohammed. Birds of a feather flock together, and the tree does not fall too far from the apple. Fuck. And speaking of apples, was homo thugs a thing back in the early 1900s? Because what the fuck is this motherfucker doing with a cheetah print wife beater? The fuck? Now, Snubs has a father who he looks just alike, who has passed away. Now, I'm not sure if he was a part of that original Oak Park, Pebble Beach crowd, but I do know he was a funk lord. And funk lords come out of the old school Meadowview and old school Oak Park. Which one he's from, I don't fucking know. But I do know he was a blood. And as far as his mother, I don't know where she was from or too much of her background, her upbringing. But my whole point is that Snubs had two parents his whole damn life, basically. Unlike the majority of these coons brought up, a lot of these coons have no goddamn parents. The parental existence in their lives is dog shit. Just ask little Insay and Issei Jones, because his ass is fat. A lot of people also may not know that Snubs suffers from a serious condition called the Benjamin Button disease. Because I do not think this motherfucker had any kind of childhood. I think that his black ass was born a grown-ass coon. Who in the hell seen any child or fucking baby pictures of goddamn Snubs? He is not that old. Now, Snubs was born throwing up bloods. He already had the red rag. He already had the tattoos. He already had the gangster gun. He just needed the nickname. And given the fact that he was a young-ass, grown-ass man, grown-ass coon, he grew up in something called the Mad Pad. Now, the Mad Pad isn't too different from any trap house you've seen in some of the hoodest movies, like ATL and Big Boy with T.I.'s little brother. That shit was literally just a dirty-ass fucking trap house that coons stored all their guns, all their drugs, prostitutes, fucking dope fiends sleeping on the couch, on the floor, That whole shit was just basically a fucked up environment to have a kid around. And Snubs was a grown-ass kid in these same Mad Pads. Now, Snubs is way smarter than what he may seem, even though he made a coon career doing stupid-ass shit in the streets. But honestly, guys, him growing up in Oak Park, and mainly that Mad Pad, that shit steered him in the wrong direction, the worst direction possible. That is where he first figured out where he wanted to sell drugs and gangbang wholeheartedly, All that shit looked way too goddamn cool. Now, I've talked to a few of his childhood friends, and they all say the same shit. Snubs had a few friends, a good amount, that weren't really all the way like that, coonified. But they all say that he just went left when they went right, Not that they're all doctors and lawyers, They're just not the face of some goddamn criminal organization bullshit. That's in the Zillas. Fuck.
All I know is that this is a part of the shit. Up gang, and I'm a part of the shit. I ain't saying who started this shit. All I know is I took over all of the shit. All I know is I took over all of the shit. Watch out, retard.
Now, from the point to where his ass was born, to the point to where he made Underworld Zilla popular with his friends, that period before he was well known throughout Sacramento for being a coon, I don't know how he got so much rank, guys. And even in that song, he mentioned that he won't mention who started all this shit, but he said himself that he took over everything. Now I have a question. Who has more rank in Oak Park than Snubs, guys? It's pretty much nobody. He is the top dog.
The niggas, and you like, who was that nigga? And you sent Dre. This was the story. You sent Dre to the door. Y'all did. You sent Dre, but it was specifically you.
As far as rank and how much pull they have, it's no one with more rank and pull than Snubs and Stacks. It doesn't get any better than that, Now, with this recent split of Oak Park, I'm pretty sure some respect Maserati Rick more than others due to favoritism. But when it all boils down to it, Maserati Rick has more pull throughout all of Sacramento, Snubs and Stack, their pull only stays within the Oak Park region. But Maserati Rick has pull outside of even Sacramento, even California. Fuck. Now, the guy in the middle, his name is Larry, a.k.a. Lees. And he was the one, in fact, who Beatty was coming to save at the barbershop shooting. Now, he is higher up in Zilla, but only because he is older and an original. He isn't shit in the Zilla community. Fuck.
It's on. Nigga, back when Lil Walt was the only one with a 9, it's on. It's on like that. Bitch ass niggas ain't got that shit going on out there, blood. That shit is gay out there. All that shit. That nickel. Stacks ripping that 3-0. Mozzy ripping that toys. Amped up on that war shit. Perk Navy Piranha School. Get wedged on forfeit. Going fish around these parts. We right there on them war shit.
The beef was already in the air. But once Dick killed Rob, and a few more little shootings and back and forths and some shits from jail, some instances that happened in Sac County, the Goulash gang, all that made that shit stuck in the fucking air. And then Lick dropped a diss video, and that's when Mozzy dropped his response. And it was a big back and forth between Lick, Mozzy, and Snubs and Lick. Now, a lot of people may not fucking know, but Snubbs' version of the truth. That version was made, that whole diss track, every lyric was directed to a rapper from Meadowview named Liquor Stowe, and he also went by Lick. When this whole shit started coming about, Snubbs was hearing about somebody named Lick from the South dissing, you know, the Oak Park Bloods. He thought that it was Liquor Stowe, so he made that diss track about Liquor Stowe, and he even addressed it in the middle of the video. That's why he said, I don't know, man, stop calling yourself Lick. He got the wrong Lick. Fuck.
I've been knowing Melly before Melly won the money. Back when Melly was selling scary, me and Melly was homies. All I'm saying, liquor, is you saying shit for phony. And when Melly put you on the M, they ain't want you on the M. I don't even know you, I'ma probably never see you. If I do, I'm not gonna shoot, cause the truth is I don't believe you.
Now, it's been deleted. But before Liquor Stowe found out that he was the wrong person, he made a diss track towards Snubbs. And the two had squashed their beef once they really figured out what was really going on. But at first, they had a small back and forth, you know, diss songs and, you know, hibbity hoopla.
This the gold thing, blood. They just told me that it ain't even the same nigga Lick. I don't know, niggas. Start calling yourself Liquor there, nigga. I don't know, niggas. Start calling yourself Liquor there, nigga.
The beginning of this war, obviously, that's when everything first started to happen. And the first major loss that the CML side took was Jage, you know. And that's not the first loss, but the first major loss. But guys, right before Jage was killed by Murder Gang Juju's brother, Doodie from G Parkway Mob. Now, I'm not sure if he was from Gas yet, but at the time, he was strictly G Parkway Mob. Now, Doodie was killed on a rainy-ass day in front of some apartments on Stockton Boulevard. 17-year-old Devontae Bradford, a.k.a. Doodie Mob, the same person who was mentioned in a lot of AR Trav's music. On a rainy day, I want to say he was walking outside of the apartment complex trying to get inside, or vice versa. Well, Snubbs, he was front line in that Mozzy versus Lavish D war. We all know that him and Lick had a back and forth. Snubbs actually left Oak Park and headed towards the south with his soul-snatching apparatus trying to find Lick so he can turn him into a pack. Well, unfortunately for Devontae Bradford, a.k.a. Doodie, Snubbs seen him from a distance and thought that that was Lick. Snubbs whipped out his soul-snatching apparatus and shot hella shots. He hit Doodie at least 3 or 4 times and left him face down in the mud while it was still raining, guys. Muddy-ass grass. Fuck. Now, this is a crazy history lesson, because you guys just found out why the term star shooter even exists. Snubbs started calling himself a star shooter because he was so far away when he shot Doodie and thought that that was Lick. And another thing that's crazy, Snubbs took his black ass home, waited a little bit, found out that he had shot the wrong person, and made a song about it called Wrong Ninja.
Think I shot the wrong nigga last night. I got the feeling that it ain't. Might have shot the wrong nigga last night. I got the feeling that today's a good day. Last night I iced the wrong nigga, young nigga. Look like the lame nigga. Same nigga making them songs. Nigga don't call it, don't think about it. More cookies, more high tech, more bullets for the.
Now, they say Snubbs is basically like a Surge. Just an old-ass coon that's been killing for years and getting away with it. Now, my sources for the Surge video, they were on the A-list, you know? They gave me a good amount of information to go off of, you know, to where I can do my own due diligence. As far as this King Coon, it's not too much that his friends and family are willing to say, given the fact of his status, you know? I almost think that they're scared of him to even say anything about him. So everything that I am naming in this part 1, because there will be a part 2, everything I'm naming is from my own due diligence. I don't have any sources for this old-ass motherfucker. Tune in to part 2, guys. This video is around 15 minutes long, but I have to go right now. Part 1 was originally supposed to be 20 minutes long, but 5 minutes short won't hurt you guys. Part 2, I will wake up in the morning around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock tomorrow to finish part 2. I will have it uploaded by the same time this video is uploaded right now. And like all my other archives, just a bunch of information packed in one video. Tune in, guys. SGA, love you guys. I'm out.